Dr. Gates, I've got a basic question. I recognize that different people have differing abilities to engage in conflict, confrontation, but I just don't see how women get themselves into this.
How do women, men, children, the poor, the rich, the
how
mentally
do people
challenged?
get themselves into this situation?
Mary, you have walked right into my next point, victim blaming. How do people get themselves into this situation is an unfortunate but accurate example of victim blaming. If one of these statements is our first thought, we need to take a closer look at our own attitudes toward domestic violence. Do you see what I'm getting at here, Mary?
Well, with some of this, it seems like which came first, the chicken or the egg?
So, Mary, a question. Do you believe domestic violence is preventable?
Truthfully? Not really.
That's a common preconception, but things are changing. The analogy lays with medical leadership help change other social norms, like seatbelt usage and public smoking. We can become a country that doesn't excuse domestic abuse, and we can stop perpetuating conditions that support violence.
Eliminating domestic violence requires prevention efforts with the younger generations. The sooner abuse can be identified, the sooner we can halt negative effects. Fittingly, our first exam room scenario is with a teenager who's come in for a routine sports physical.
Hey, you must be Devin. I'm Dr. Fort. Welcome. Looks like you're here for a physical today.
Yeah. Have to do it or they don't let you play.
Well, if the schools didn't require it, I'd seldom see patients your age.
Yeah.
Well, this is a great time to take charge of your own health. And, I know at this age it's sometimes difficult to talk to your parents about certain things. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask.
Sure. Thanks.
So, are you dating anyone?
Not exactly.
Sorry. It's hard to keep up on the terminology these days. I think what I meant to say is, are you interested in anyone?
Well, yeah.
Great. And anyone special? And is it girls or guys?
Why would you ask me if I like guys?
Well, I can't tell by looking at you or looking at anyone if they're gay, so I just try not to assume either way.
I'm not gay.
Great. Not gay. How about anybody special in your life?
Working on it.
Well, it takes time. Don't worry about it. And, what attracts you to a person now may change over time, especially as you get more experience. But I do think it's helpful to think about what you want in a relationship before you get started. I think I just sounded really old and parent-like, and sorry about that.
It's okay.
So, but anyway, how would you define a healthy relationship?
I don't know. One where you like each other and are nice.
Cool. And what about when it's time and you're ready to talk about being sexual with someone?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not dealing with this really, so...
Okay. All right. Well, it's good that we started talking about it, and we don't have to talk about it anymore today, but, if things come up and you have any questions about what's normal, sexuality, safety, sexual orientation, anything at all, I hope you'll, feel comfortable asking me. So, let's get started with your exam.
So, Mary, what'd you think?
Well, I think it came out of left field asking if the boy's gay. And I also thought he was about to lose Devin when he kept asking about dating.
The doctor's line of questioning started to move out of requiring one-word responses. Still, I think the message the doctor is sending here is that he's open to talking about things and can handle it if the questions or topics are sensitive.
But is that really prevention of domestic violence?
The links have been made between bullying behaviors and dating violence and adult domestic violence.
Abuse of animals, too.
Right. Getting to issues of power and privilege at a young age helps the big picture for violence prevention. It is not as though a kind, caring person just wakes up one day and becomes a bullying, controlling person, whether it's the playground, workplace, or an intimate relationship.
Girls, women, boys, and men, anyone is capable of controlling or jealous behavior.
But if you speak to a child alone, do you ever have to worry about them disclosing information about domestic violence at home? And if so, then do we have to report it?
Yeah, this opens some dilemmas. If the parents are unaware of the disclosure, you have to decide how to inform the parents in a way that protects the child and doesn't create an unsafe situation at home. But should you contact Child Protective Services? What are your state's laws related to confidentiality?
On your patient's behalf, let them know of your concern for their safety and that you'd like to speak with a non-abusing adult. On the legal side, the requirements vary by state. At the very least, you'll need to find out the extent of risk for the child and the adult victim. If the situation's dangerous, you have to notify Protective Services. I'd recommend scheduling a follow-up appointment to give yourself some time to figure out what you need to know.
Do we have any idea about what the young guy thought about the conversation?
Yes, in fact we do. And the provider's thoughts as well.
I felt awkward when the doctor asked me about dating. I'm not doing anything right now. But, hopefully that'll change. I felt awkward, but at the same time, I think I could talk to him if I needed to,
Well, we all know that violence is one of our major health concerns. So if I can help my patient by helping him think about what a healthy relationship is, or helping him to cultivate his empathy skills, then I'm not only helping the health of my patient, but I'm helping the health of all of the people in my patient's life.